Yeah, I just want to get straight into this really, and because we've got a lot to get through. There's a lot of positions. All of these, I think, are either some of them are in play, about to be in play, or some of them are pretty imminent. So yeah, I just want to talk about them, have a look. Also, as well, I want to have a little talk about yesterday, for example, and also as well why we don't target too far down on these trades, and also like you kind of take profit areas. So I'm just going to break down this trade yesterday a little bit first, and then we're going to move on to other potential entries, which are actually similar entries, which are the same entries from yesterday. So obviously we had this move to the upside. We break the trend, and then we start moving to the downside. Now we know that this level is really strong in terms of recent price action, and we know that this level is really strong. They both also go back quite far as well. We can see this level goes back quite far. You know, we've got a lot of touch points along here. We've also got a lot of touch points along here as well. You know, we're looking at liquidity grabs here and stuff like that. So we know that buyers are usually quite interested in and around this level. So yeah, I'm just going to talk to you about yesterday. The trade yesterday should have been a break-even trade if you took it. Obviously, once we got to this level, you should have been looking to go to break-even. I did get stopped out at break-even. But I then decided to re-enter the trade because there was quite a few lovely rejections off it, and I took a small loss on it. It's not the end of the world. It is what it is. Part of the game, obviously. I think the stop was a bit bigger because it was a order, so it was about there. But yeah, so obviously we had this yesterday. We had the break. We came down, tapped that level. We came up, and then orders were placed here, and we got into the short. Now, at this point, we would have been up about a plus 2R for the trade, with the entry, and then got stopped out of break even. Now, in the group yesterday, what you'll see I did post is that we have found this really weird. Well, we'd found this consolidation, this level of consolidation, this nice little bit here, and we needed to break through it, and then I was going to be looking to add to the trade on a break below this level. Now it just didn't happen. This was news related yesterday, but one thing that I didn't take into account is that if you actually look, that level there, we'd actually started forming an uptrend by this point basically, and here were your first two touch points, and we then got another couple of touch points here, and if this would have broken the level, it would have been fantastic. It didn't, so it should have been a break even stop, or a stop out for you guys, a -1R. Now it's not the end of the world. It is what it is. That is the cost of doing business sometimes, I'm afraid. Why didn't I take profit or decide to trim here? Because if this would have gone further down, then, you know, I would have been absolutely devastated when we were looking at like a 6R, 7R, 8R, 9R, 10R, however big it is. And I do not get into the habit of taking profit at the first level. I will take profit on the second level, on the second leg of liquidity, but I will never take profit on the first. That is the level that you're wanting to break. Once it reaches that level or breaks that level, that is when I put my stop loss at break even. Obviously, put it break even a little bit hasty yesterday. Decided to re-enter, which was a bit of a mistake because I did say to myself I was going to enter if we break that consolidation, but I also wanted to have two positions and be at the start of the move. It's just me being a little bit greedy. So what we've got at the moment is we have got an uptrend, just looking for it to break. Prices found and formed some really nice structure. It could continue to trend upwards, but now what we're looking for is a break. We're starting to see a rejection from this level here, and if we break this level, I'll be looking to get into the trade. If we break, again, we should, if we break this level, we should see the move to the downside. And I'll also be looking to add, especially if we break this level, because it's a very, very strong level in terms of buy side, and buyers are really, really interested at this level. And I am not looking to be greedy with it. There's a few different areas where I'll be looking to take profit. Probably the one that I'm going to be looking for most is the one that I mentioned yesterday, and it is this level here. You know, we don't need to capture the whole move to get a really, really nice position. So if we're looking at that, we're looking at a 9R. And if we then get the other position as well, and we get to take profit here, say the same stop loss, we're looking at 6R, so we're looking at 15R potentially on this trade. This is often I don't like to add to trades, or I do like to add to trades, but if I add to trades, then I keep my take profit a lot shorter. It has the potential to go to the full bottom. I'm not looking for that. I am literally just looking for, you know, we could be looking at there, and we could even be looking a little bit further down if price really does manage to break it. And we could then be looking at there, which is going to be a 21R. Take profits are up to what you can really handle, you know. So say for example you're looking at a 43R here. That is just what I'm going to be looking at, because I do not need to make the whole move. I don't need to be in the markets for longer than I want to be, or longer than I can handle. So yeah, USDCAD. That's this trade. We've obviously spent quite a long time on it. Won't spend as longer time on the others, as we have got, as I say, quite a lot to get through. Now, EURCAD, we've got head and shoulders form. We've also got this lovely level here, which is what I was hoping for with a break yesterday. We did break it. There was a retest. It did close below, but the price has just formed a little bit more structure. Now, it could go either way. Depends how interested buyers are, and we're starting to see a little inverse head and shoulders here. Now if that is the case, if we see a little inverse head and shoulders at this level, then we can just look for a very, very short term position, which is this trade here. You know, which is this trade here. We either look to wipe out this leg, or you look to target a little bit further up. But this is where you need to take into consideration your take profit targets, and you need to be realistic with them, because we have had a huge move to the upside here, and now we're starting to kind of trend downwards. Now, you know, price is not going to move up forever, so when this happens, you need to be realistic with your take profit targets. You know, taking on the first leg of liquidity at this particular point is fine. Taking the second leg is even better. Going to the third, you'll find that it starts getting choppy around here. It could even get choppy around here. So you never know. So we've got two potential positions here that we are looking at, and it depends on which way this is going to break. So you have a plan for both. So we're looking at this. I do not feel the need to go too far down with this. This would be really, really nice for like a nice 15R. This is fine for a 6R. We're just targeting that level, that area of liquidity. You know, we're potentially targeting the bottom. I'm not one of these people that will feel the need to go, all right, well, we're going to go all the way down to here, because you don't need that to be profitable. You know, you just need one or two of these 6R, 7R, 8R setups a week. Sometimes you get more, like when we had the USDCHF trade last week, to be, you know, extremely profitable. So yeah, we also have, whilst we're talking about the Canadian dollar, very, very similar on Great British Pound, CAD. Missed this kind of thing yesterday, and we've got obviously an interesting level here, we've got, I think, yeah, so the levels, from the 4 hour, we go down to the 1 hour. We've got a level here, breaks above, look to target some of that area of liquidity, but I kind of feel like a lot of this was wiped out yesterday. If we look here, is something that I was paying attention to. We had this consolidation yesterday. We managed to break out of this consolidation and move to the upside. I've got it better here because I was looking at entering it, but I was pretty exhausted. Is it not gonna? I don't know if it's gonna. Yeah. So we had this kind of like flag yesterday, and we came up and we just wiped out this area of liquidity last night. If you see, so is price going to continue to move up? It didn't continue moving up. As soon as we tapped into it, we sold off. So, you know, buy-ins, it's not really there too much at the moment. We definitely know that it's weakened. So I'm more interested in trading the reversal. But anyway, that's just a little bit of information on Great British Pound CAD. I am going to be waiting for. I'm going to be waiting for the reversal on this one. Not interested in buying it, not this late in the stage. I'm more interested in shorting it. And you know, whilst we're looking at this as well, what people need to understand is that people seem to think that price just works down and up and horizontal. You know, your levels are always horizontal, your targets are always horizontal. Quite often you'll find that's not the case. You know, you can usually find a retest of a level that's horizontal, but what people, you know, if it's one of the reasons why support and resistance is so hard to trade, in my opinion. Everyone thinks that's really, really easy. You just buy it at support and you sell it resistance. No, you don't. You can't. You know, the market doesn't find support in just horizontal ways. It usually finds support on angled ways. So if we look here, okay, we have got this head and shoulders here. If you want to learn to snipe your entries, do not trade just horizontally. You know, you need to learn to trade diagonally. As I say, A, B, C, D corrections and stuff, it's a good way of trading. I personally don't trade it. I like to have two areas of confluence. But, you know, we can just see here alone, okay, we've got this head and shoulders, but it's not working here. The neckline it's not here. It is here on this part, but we also see it on this part here. So if you want to learn to snipe your entries, then don't have your angles just like this, because it won't give you a clear picture. If you want to learn to snipe your entries and get the most R that you can, you need to learn to work diagonally. This isn't, I don't class this as a trend. This is not a trend. This is like a very fucking flat trend if you want to look at it. It's pulling down, then we go up, then we get the retest. We pretty much get the retest in a perfect angle where liquidity has grabbed it, and then we can go short. With my entries, I like to look at an angle, and then I also like to look at a horizontal as well, just to make sure that I can get the most out of it. So when we get that retest there, we can't break above it. Then, for example, my position would be something like this, then to go short. Probably just target there. I don't need to be greedy. I don't need to make the whole move down. And something like, it's never going to be that big a stop, but even 22R you won't find me trading it, but something like that with 14R over the space of a few days, 3 days, 14R over the space of 3 days. So yeah, at the moment we've got this head and shoulders, and so, you know, it's just a little bit of education for you, and we're kind of working on the basis of this trend to the upside. So I'm looking for an entry here. 14 minutes. Sorry guys, I'm really trying to race through these, but also give you some training and explanation at the same time. Great British Pound, New Zealand dollar. Now, we've been working in this channel. I was hoping we were going to break this channel last night, and we did. Now, this is going to pull back to a couple of areas. We're either going to pull back to this level up here, but that's then going to, in my opinion, that invalidates this position and it invalidates the trade, because we're going to go right back into trading this trend. Ideally, you want to see this pull back to a few areas. So now we've kind of managed to close outside of this channel. You want to see it and you know, you'll always see, okay, cool, we've now come down, we've tapped into this first area of liquidity. I'm thinking the first position is going to be here. Now, that's a nice bit of confidence, because if this manages to pull up, you will find that just how price comes down, and it, you know, touches this and it uses a trend, and this is an uptrend, this is a channel, just as price uses the trend line as support, as it finds support on a trend line, you will often find that it will use it as a form of resistance, and that is always your first entry. So what I would like to see now is price come back up to this level, and then tap into this, maybe have a wick off and reject off this what's it called, off this trend, and then I'm just going to look to take out this leg of liquidity, because I feel like we're going to move sideways now. We've had a really big move to the upside, and what you'll probably see here from now is that we start forming a head and shoulders, and this ranges. We'll see probably a head and shoulders here, and then we'll see it range, and we'll probably see it come back up and then come back down, and when it breaks this trend line, then we get the position and we get to go into it. So you don't need to be greedy with this. As I say, like, set your take profits realistically, or if you are going to try and go for this fucking gigantic swing, which is going to be down to this level, which is where the retracement really needs to go before it makes a decision, then you trail your stop. So, you know, if you get down to this level, maybe take partials. If it breaks below it, you then trail your stop to just above it in case it wicks out. But as I say, like, that's a 10R for me. I don't need to be in the trade any longer. I'd rather just wipe out this area of liquidity and then move on and see what happens next with the trade, and just be a little bit patient and watch it. So this is what I think is going to happen on that. Euro Australian dollar. So I had this set yesterday. Now we can see that obviously we have this head and shoulders and we've broken it. Now what we're doing is we've come down, we've tapped into this area of liquidity here, and price hasn't been able to break below it. It's now retesting the trend line as a form of resistance. If we manage to break below it, then I'll be interested in this trade. Now this is, for me, is quite a far take profit target. I will probably look to trim around this area. It is still an 8R, and your full take profit, in my opinion, is going to be like kind of down here. So just going to wait and see on that one. We've done pretty much all of it. EURNZD, this actually is my entry here. I'm looking for this entry, although I feel like we're going to have a little bit more of a pullback, but we'll see. We're just going to have to see where hourlies close now. See where hourlies close on this, because I'll be completely honest, I do not have a defined level for this yet, and if I'm not, although we've had the break of this, if I'm not sure, I won't take the entry, because I don't need to take the loss. For example, my entry has been defined on the CADs. My entry has been defined on New Zealand dollar, EURCAD, USDCAD. It's all been defined, but I'm struggling a little bit with these euro trade, or with these euro trades here. So it's going to be a little bit of a wait and see for me for this. I might maybe try and get a position on EURNZD today, but I need to see where these hourlies are going to close. Yeah, it's nice, to be fair. It's not too bad. It's not too bad, but not got the vibe that that's where we're looking at it just yet. Maybe here. Anyway, so yeah, that's my position on that. Great British Pound and USD. It's very, very self-explanatory. Just not looking to go really far with this. You know, we've got this really, really nice upward channel. We're starting to break it. We've got this head and shoulders. Don't need to be greedy. No, you know, fucking hell, tighten that right up if that is the case. Maybe just look to wipe out that area of liquidity there at furthest, maybe the bottom of the trend line. But yeah, so that's all my positions, guys. Sorry it's taken a little while to run through them, but I want to give you the full breakdown of the analysis. We've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pairs. Yeah, enjoy, guys, enjoy. Let's see if we can get something, because it has been an absolutely shocking week.